We live.
Your mind.
Welcome. We are live. It was that thing in the original StarCraft, what, Goliath Online. That's us. We're now live, online. People are watching us. Don't do anything silly. Do not let the cats fight in the background, Jason. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the EGGPod on this Monday evening in a chilly South Africa. That fell flat. But anyways, welcoming everybody to the chat tonight. We've got Adam as usual, except this time we can actually see him. Welcome back. A visual Adam.
Yay! The face is back.
Yeah, well, kind
Hello.
of. Sort of staticky, but it's there. It's there.
What
It's all
kind?
good. And then down at the bottom there, we have the two Ward brothers who are threatening us with terrible puns and horrors of laughter as we discuss the limited format of Magic the Gathering this evening. Jason, Wesley, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
We'll do nothing untoward.
See, it has begun.
And there we start.
It has begun. I think we should just end it right there. Let's just be like, enough. With this.
Yeah, let's get Anchen in to crack that box.
Yeah, that was lovely.
Also, just to add to a little bit of enthusiasm for the evening, later on after we've had a chat with the Ward boys, we will be cracking some packs from a draft booster box supplied to us by our cool partners, Unplug Yourself, of Modern Horizons 2. Anchen will be opening that since she, out of the four of us, is pretty much the only one who plays Modern. So she knows what's going on. I use the cards for Commander, but that's pretty much it. So we thought we'd let her do the cracking of the packs, which will be happening after that. And we'll be giving away a Modern Horizons 2 bundle box, courtesy of our friends at Unplug Yourself this evening.
Crispy,
Yes.
can
Hello.
I just interrupt? Or would you say you're keen on Commander?
I am Commander Kid.
That is good.
I saw that one coming. This will probably be the only one the whole night that I'll see coming. But hey, I may not be able to foretell anymore. Okay, we got a lot of people in chat, a lot of people busy in chat. I'm not going to be able to go through everybody who's there and say hi, but if you've got any questions for the boys as we go through our discussion this evening, please pop them in there and we'll jump on the ones that we can see. Although Cinder ZA says Adam looks like he's cosplaying Assassin's Creed. It's possible, although I don't remember them wearing a headset.
I can see it.
Cool, man. I'm gonna do me. You boys do you.
Okay.
Have you guys heard about that game where you play a civil engineer that puts down concrete? It's called Assassin's Creed.
Oi. Okay. I'm just gonna click the neck there because it's gonna get mad. But before we jump into anything else,
You'll see yourself out, dude.
oh nice, he's
Yeah, exactly.
closing the world off so that he can make bad jokes. It's okay. Right, so I think just before we jump into the sort of tips and advice and that kind of thing about draft and limited and those kind of things. Sorry, Lelo says, we see a clean-shaved Jason. When do we get to see a clean-shaved version of Wesley?
It doesn't exist. I actually just clean shaved. It is just
I haven't seen Wesley clean shaved in about 15 years, so good luck.
There you go. Okay. So let's start with you, Jason. Tell us a little bit about your Magic playing adventures. When did you get into MTG, my friend? And how did you settle on Limited as being your favorite format, if such is the case?
Wow.
Oh, friend in the brown jersey.
I got very interested in Magic. I saw guys playing it at chess tournaments when I was a little kid. And then I was sort of played a bit in high school. And it's been on and off throughout the years. And then when I got into varsity, I played a bit. And then after I started working, then I was hooked. I just couldn't stop playing. I just kept playing at all the stores everywhere. And I just couldn't stop playing. And then whenever I got to do pre-releases, Limited was always so much fun. And then now that we can play online, drafting is just so much fun. So I can't get enough. It's pretty much the only format I play.
What is it about it that actually, we'll come to that later. That's fine. We'll come to that. Wes, your journey to this in this mad game, or are you stuck? Is that camera frozen?
I think my camera is frozen. It must be the cold weather. But my journey to Magic was actually through Jason. And when I moved up from Durban, I moved in with Jason in Pretoria, and initially I was like, no, I'm not going to play. No. It looks like it's a lot to get into. It's a lot to learn. And I actually started with Kaladesh, and Jason was like, yo, you need to try Sealed. You need to try like Limited. Like, it's really fun. Like, because I saw him playing Grishol Brand in Modern, and I was like, yo, okay, no, it looks like there's too many decisions. There's a lot going on. But then he was like, just play some Limited. Like, we jammed some games. And it was just so fun. Like, I just really loved it. I think for me, what I really enjoy about Limited is that every game is completely different, and your deck looks different, your opponent's deck looks different, and there's also a lot more back and forth. Like, especially for instance with Modern, there's often like, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing, whoever does their thing fastest wins. But with Limited, it was very much like, okay, if I play my cards right, if I build my deck right, I'm going to win more games. And that for me was really cool, is that back and forth of like, okay, I need to kill this big creature, and then suddenly he plays like this massive mythic rare, and you're like, okay, crap, now I lose. So that thing of being able to say, okay, hold on, I've got my removal spell, but I'm not just going to kill this 4/4. I'm going to wait till he plays this sick mythic rare and then kill that. And just that back and forth, I think, was for me what got me more into Limited than into Constructed. Although I do enjoy Constructed as well.
Okay, and for you, Jace, what's the thrill of Limited?
All of the above, but attacking a 2/3 into another 2/3 and having them not block out of fear. There's few things like it. There's just few things like it. Free damage, man. Free damage.
Free damage. And we lost Wes. I'm sure he'll be back in a mo. But
It's free damage estate.
Okay, so we've lost the picture on Wes. No, the picture is back. Kind of. It's all good.
Must be having
Inferno Blaziken.
Technical difficulties.
Inferno Blaziken says Wesley was born with a beard. Leopardstone's calling us Dark Lords. I'm not sure if that's entirely true. Although Wes right now looks kind of like a Dark Lord. Now he's a very Dark Lord. But anyway, so I think a bit later on in discussion, guys, we're going to talk very specifically around the Strixhaven set and what you guys have thought of that in terms of your limited experiences. But I think for now, Adam, you wanted to jump into some other questions around the way the wards play limited.
Yeah, I want to step into their mind for a second.
Really?
I've seen both of them draft. I mean, no, I don't want to do that. That's a cuck idea. I want to, for newer players, Jason specifically, I remember sitting in with you on a stream one day where I think it was Turg's Lantern that you tapped on because he kept on losing his life for sacking a creature or something along those lines. I think that was the Kaldheim one.
Yeah, he can be a god or he can be the artifact. Yeah.
Tegrid's Lantern, yeah.
So any tips and advice that you have for new players or up-and-coming players with regards to drafting? How would you take Kaldheim as an example? How would you go through that set or your picks? What would you choose, or your first pick for that matter?
On the previous set, Kaldheim.
Yeah, Kaldheim, yeah.
Yeah. Sure, that was an interesting one because you could either go really hard on the snow sort of theme, or you could focus on the other stuff. There were some really interesting things, like flyers were quite good, and there was like a 1/4 flyer for 3 mana, a blue one, and it was a really high pick. And I argued incessantly with Wesley because I always wanted to pick other cards, and Wesley's like, no, this card's actually really good. And I just thought, like, okay, I'll go with it, I'll pick it, because Wesley puts a lot of effort. He focuses, he does the limited resources podcasts, and he reads up and he keeps up to date with a lot of the stuff. So he's always quite clued in on what's the strongest at the moment. And so generally in that set, it was like a lot of flyers. If you wanted to really like go hardcore on the snow stuff, picking the basic lands could work out if you could get the payoffs, but it was tough to get going. I pretty much always pick blue in the sets, but then a lot of the time I'd notice, oh look, red is quite open, and I'd just go deep into red, and it was hard to go wrong. I felt the decks were quite deep, and they were very similar. So, well, not similar, but like similar power level. So as long as you have enough removal and a few pump spells, you can get your cheap decks through. But that was quite a dynamic set. I had a lot of fun with it.
Just so on that, just to like sort of broaden out on that. If you were not necessarily focused on a set so much, but if we said, what do you look for in limited? What do you pick? How do you know
Okay.
what's a good pick, what's not a good pick? Because I mean, I remember like Adam was talking about joining you on a stream where you were streaming and watching and learning from you. You did that for me as well. And I mean, we sat together and you were like, no, you want to pick this, you want to pick that, you want to pick this. And although that worked for me for that sort of round, I think it would be interesting for new players, especially anyone out there who doesn't do limited or doesn't draft. What's a good pick? Why would you pick that card? What is it you're looking for in limited?
So it's gotten a lot more difficult as the sets have progressed, because back in the day it would be, you wanted just a bomb, or you wanted really good removal spells or some sort of card draw. But today the cards have gotten so powerful that the most important thing is tempo. If you fall behind on tempo, you're probably not going to win. And tempo is a very, very difficult concept to sort of convey. But the basic gist is you don't want to lose time. Like in chess, if you make a move, say you move a piece and you move it back, you've lost some tempo. But if you can accelerate yourself forward on tempo, like for instance, a card that does that extremely well is Wesley. You can help me here. What is that giant? That 5-mana one, that frost giant that taps things.
Oh man, now I can't remember.
Yeah, so it was a card in Kaldheim. If you cast it with snow mana, it would tap the other creature and it would stay tapped until it wouldn't untap in the next untap step.
Bergstrider.
Bergstrider. Yeah, that card was exceptional. So sometimes in a draft, I would get 4 or 5 of them, and my deck would be way worse than the opponent's. Like obviously having those cards makes your deck very good, but just that effect of being able to tap things and go for it made a big deal. So like. Even just things like the tap stuff, like before you would think, why play this? It doesn't even kill the card. But that ability to queue up and just keep sort of bashing and being aggressive and chipping away for points of damage, that makes it's quite a big deal. So yeah, you just do not want to fall behind. It's very difficult to come back when you fall behind in a lot of games.
Can I jump in there?
Yeah, go for it, man.
So for me, I think there's different levels. If you think of the meme with the little brain and then the bigger brain and the bigger brain and then the exploding brain, and I feel like with limited, there's various different levels. So I think initially when you're starting to learn limited, the first thing you need to know is how many lands do I put in my deck? How many spells do I put in my deck? Then you start to look at, okay, deck composition. Okay, I should have X number of creatures and Y number of spells, removal spells, pump spells, card draw spells. If you've got removal spells are great, card draw spells are great, but if you've got all removal and card draw spells, you're not going to beat down your opponent at all, and your opponent's just going to just play a 2/2 and beat you to death in 10 turns. So the first level is understanding, okay, well, what does a basic deck need? You need a few creatures, and your creatures need to be at a certain point of the curve. So, I mean, initially you look at a card and you know, okay, a 5/5 is stronger than a 2/2. So cool, I'm going to pick this 5/5. But if you keep doing that, you're going to have a deck full of 5/5s, and by the time you cast your 5/5, as Jason says with tempo, your opponent's going to have 4 creatures on board, and your 5/5 is not going to do anything. They just kill your 5/5, and then they keep it swinging through for damage. So the first thing is understanding what does a balanced deck look like. So I've got to have 3 2-drops, a couple of 3-drops, and then 1 or 2 cards that cost 5 or more kind of thing. Maybe 3 or 4 4-drops maximum. Like, you don't want an uneven curve. You want to be doing something each turn of the game. So you want to do something on turn 2, you want to do something on turn 3. So you want the right number of lands to be able to cast your spells. And then you want to say, okay, well, I want to have the correct sort of curve of spells of that. I can play a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a 4-drop. And the way to do that reliably is to have your deck composed of such that you don't just have 1 2-drop. If you have 1 2-drop, you're only going to draw that once in 10 games or something on turn 2. So you want to make sure that you've got enough 2-drops for turn 2, that when turn 2 comes down, you've got something to do. So the first level is just understanding basically what should a deck look like. Thereafter, you start looking at, okay, well, how do you evaluate between 2 different 2-drops? What makes one better than the other? Obviously, a 2-mana 3/3 is better than a 2-mana 1/1. So you start then going into card evaluation. How do you evaluate when a card is good? So you can look at, for instance, there's the vanilla test of like a 2-mana card should be a 2/2. A 3-mana card should be a 3/3. A 4-mana card should be a 4/4. If you're paying 4 mana for a 2/2, you must be getting some other bonus with it. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
Sure.
So then you start looking at individual card ratings and saying, okay, well, a 3 mana 3/3, that's a pretty decent rate. Of 4 mana 4/4 is pretty good. A 4 mana 3/3 starts becoming like, okay, now I want something more for my mana. I've paid 4 mana. Why am I only getting a 3/3? So it starts looking at the vanilla test to say, if this card is just stats, how much mana am I willing to pay for that? If it starts coming with other abilities, then you start to say, okay, well, how much is that worth? So for instance, 3 mana for a 2/2 that draws a card, that's now starting to give you something more for your 3 mana, that you're not just getting a 2/2 for 3 mana. So then you start going into individual card quality. That would be the next level of, I know what my deck needs, I know that I need a curve, and I know that my creature has to be worth the mana that I've spent on it. Then later on, you start getting to the final big brain stuff of saying individual formats. Okay, in this format specifically, this card is better than it usually is for various reasons. Maybe it's a fast format and you need to be able to kill a 2/2. And then Shock becomes really, really good because for 1 mana I can kill a 2/2. But maybe it's a format where everybody's playing a bunch of 4 and 5 mana spells because there's no good 2-drops. And suddenly Shock is useless because it can't kill anything. Your opponents are all playing 4/4s and 5/5s, and you need a removal spell that can kill a 4/4 and a 5/5. So there's various levels of it. I would say you can start having fun from the point that you know, okay, this is what I should be paying for a card, and this is what my deck should consist of. Then as you play the format more, you can start to learn the specifics of a format. But to start enjoying and to be able to do okay, first step is understand, okay, I need roughly 17 lands, 23 spells. And then understand, okay, I need 18 creatures and I need to have 3 to 4 2-drops and then 5 or 6 3-drops and then, maybe 3 4-drops and 2 5-drops. And start to understand, okay, I've got a decent curve that I can play something on each turn. So it really just comes down to understanding those first basics is enough to get you enjoying Limited. After that, the format-specific stuff becomes going deep and having fun.
Okay, well, 2 things real quick. You've upset Cora. Cora says Shock, useless, blasphemy.
Shock and horror.
What advice do you have to those Foxglove lasses out there who are playing Shocks in all formats and they can't get away from it?
It depends on the format, but Shock is typically a pretty good rate to pay 1 mana for 2 damage. It's often going to trade up. It's going to kill a 2/2. So that's another concept. So there's lots of different concepts. Like for instance, paying 1 mana to kill something that costs someone 3 mana. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So if you've got a Shock that kills someone's 3 mana 3/2, like you've gained a lot of tempo, as Jason was saying, because you can cast on turn 3 a 2-drop and kill their 3-drop on this. So you gain back tempo. So yeah, I mean it comes down to format specifics way later on. But if you got those basics, you can already start winning games.
Yeah, so Wes, like as you say, there's a lot of basic fundamental principles like trading up on mana, having bigger cards than your opponent, better card advantage in that respect, and then sort of having a card that just blanks their whole board. So, let's say you run down a 4/4, they can't kill it, they've got a bunch of smaller creatures, they're just way behind. But depending on the set and depending on all the removal and the various, let's say, tertiary effects. So, like, let's say you play a deck with a bunch of 2/2s, and you got a bunch of effects that say give everything +2/+2. Like all attacking creatures get +2/+2. Suddenly your 2/2s are a big deal. They matter a lot more, and they're far harder to blank. So that's the beauty of Limited, is that every set is individual and it changes over and over, which keeps it fresh. And so sometimes Shock is absurd. It's super good, and other times you're just not interested. So that's what makes it interesting, is you have to keep up to date. But you get to tweak, you get to explore. You can say like, okay, but how good is Shock now? Let me try it. And then like Wesley and I will frequently have disagreements about how strong a card is. And we'll say, okay, well, you know what? Maybe this card's not normally playable, but in this deck, it actually works. And yeah, it can work. Maybe I can play 4 colors today, Wesley.
I can't believe exactly how much. I can't believe how much noise is happening in chat over Shock, guys. it's gone a bit nuts. Boostwig says Shock imba. Then we got Shock is fun as a turn 1 smack in the face, says Linus of the Veil. Kamikaze Badger says turn 1 Shock, opponent's face, send a message. Angel X007, shock can deal extra damage once blockers are declared. One could add the shock and finish something off. Leopardstone says, I love Drillbit with cheap damage in limited war. Jellybean says, shock triggers prowess, enough said. 10th Street Trading Company says, shock is great in Storm. Shock is awesome with Torbrand, says Hurlon Manitou. So, okay, you guys, I mean, you've stirred up a little shocking hornet's nest here with shock, which is kind of
interesting. The problem with
interesting.
shock is during load shedding, you can't get shocked.
Bigger Clausen says, this is shocking.
But I think it's what Jason says that's actually so great, is that it's so deep, but you can enjoy it at a lower level. And then as you get more and more into it, you discover new things about the format. You discover new ways of using a card. Like you suddenly realize, hey, hold on. There was in the one set an angel that could bring back a permanent that costs 2 or less. And interestingly enough, it was a permanent, not a creature. So you could play a land that you would sacrifice to bring back a creature. So if your angel was dead, you sacrifice your land, you bring back the angel. The angel brings back the land. Sorry, it makes a copy. So you sacrifice the land, make a copy of your angel. Angel enters and brings back the land. The next turn, you sacrifice the land, bring back the angel, it brings back the land.
Nice.
So there's interesting combinations of cards and things that it might come up once in 1,000 games. But there's enough of those that every now and then you get something really weird and interesting that happens, and just keeps it different every game.
I mean, and I do find, I mean, just on that, I mean, I find that often in the limited stuff I've been playing, and I've been playing it since I had that session with Jason, because I was terrified of draft, man. I suck at draft. I go to pre-releases, I lose every game, very much like Adam.
I've won pre-releases before. Okay.
and so I was scared of playing draft because I didn't think I was any good at it. But with those basics, you can play draft. You can go and have some fun with draft. And I think what's interesting about what you're saying is that in Strixhaven, I can't remember the name of a card, which is odd for me, but it's that white card that is an instant and it's like a Teferi's protection. You blink all your things out and you bring them back if they're creatures that come back with a +1/+1 counter.
Semester's End.
Semester's End.
That's a brilliant card, man.
I don't find a place for in Constructed. But in Limited, if you can drop that in a limited game, your opponent is toast. Because that comes in, that's a bomb. You know what I mean? Somebody swings at you with everything thinking, now you've got to block everything. You declare all your blockers, block them out of the game, play that, blink everything out. They do nothing. End of the turn, all your stuff comes back with +1/+1 counters, and you kill them on the crackback. So, So for me, those are the little things in Limited that are really exciting. The stuff that doesn't really come off in Constructed, but that can work in Limited.
Yeah, exactly. You get to see the other use of cards that you would normally not even look twice at, and now suddenly it's like, wow, I can actually play with this. I can do things. It just makes it so much more interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
So guys, just in case you didn't know, I always leave a window at home because I love a good draft. So it had been too long since the last pun, so I just had to throw that in.
It was a pun or play on words. Play draft and suddenly all those 3-mana 2/2 flyers are cards again, says Kamikaze Badger. That's funny. Dad joke counter goes up to 2, says Durafish. Foxglove says she's not convinced on Semester's End. Big grin on her face. Deathlighter says MH2 draft win. I'm not sure when you want to draft MH2, but we're going to be cracking some packs a bit later. So hang in there.
But I mean, some draft sets are super interesting. Like you get almost like the tribal effects in the drafts, similar to Kaldheim, where you had all the snow effects. And then you start to think, but is this going to be good in the set? And as the set comes out, it's really great to explore. The first week, as soon as the set gets released, that's the best time to start playing around, trying things out. Because people figure the set out so quickly. Within 3 weeks, it's going to be very, very hard to get some Ws. But in the beginning, that's the easiest place to rack up some free packs, get some Ws in there, and start going infinite until it gets impossible. Then you got to call up Ricardo or Ryan or Cora and ask them for some help.
Just a quick shout out to the new follows that we've had. Sorry, guys. We've had a couple of new follows. Because we're in discussion, I can't shout them out every time they happen. So just want to say we are really appreciative of all the follows. I see that someone's trying to cheer some bits for us. Not sure why that's not working. Keep at it. We'll get there. But back to the chat. Sorry, Adam, you were saying something.
You were talking about certain sets, Jason. What was your favorite set to draft? And you've been playing forever, so you can go back as far as probably what?
Well, so when I really got into the game, I was playing the Return to Ravnica set. But the most recent, what is the first set, Wesley, I was playing when Arena first came out? You could morph all the creatures and stuff.
Ikoria.
Oh man, I love the Ikoria. That was so much fun. I had a lot of fun playing Ikoria. I'm enjoying the current one right now a lot. Strixhaven is really cool.
There's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
So many lessons.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn, Wesley. It's a cool set. I enjoy that dynamic.
The school set.
Yeah, that's dynamic.
That's how it goes. My brain is melting.
Yeah, Mutate was really fun. I had a lot of fun playing that set. Yes, so many of the most recent sets I found for Limited especially have had so much playability to them. I don't think I can even really compare it to past sets. I think that the Magic R&D team has gotten so good at what they're doing. The games they're thrilling. Like they're actually thrilling. Like you have a lot of fun playing them. And I don't remember having this much fun playing Limited as I have in, let's say, the last year. As well as because I get to play more because it's on Arena. But
what about
I think R&D is really. I'll take my hat off to them. They know what they're doing.
And he's not even wearing a hat.
Not even wearing hats. I mean,
what did you think of Dominaria in Limited?
I was okay. It was interesting, but yeah, Historic was an interesting idea. I like the Sagas. I think Sagas is a really great idea. I mean, you hear a lot of the old players always moan about Planeswalkers and say, oh no, Planeswalkers are too powerful, and I don't know. I just see cards and I say, how do I beat them? How do I play around with them? How do I play with them? It's not worth it to complain. But I thought that the Saga idea, mechanic, that's an excellent idea because it's like a Planeswalker. But it goes away. I thought that was such an excellent design decision. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Planeswalkers go away. You just got to kill them.
I enjoy playing with sagas as well. Out of most, especially the most recent ones out of Kaldheim, I enjoy them. Binding of the Old Gods.
Yeah.
That's a very good card, man. That's a very, very good card. But enough about
It's easy to
Arena.
enjoy a card that's broken. That's too good.
Enough about Arena, though. Are we going to be seeing the wards at National Paper Series this year?
Cool.
The return of the OGs.
An interesting question.
Iran's there already, so you guys have to come join too.
Anyways, we must think about it.
I would need
sounds
to
good.
borrow a deck. I don't have cards. I haven't played with physical cards in a while. I've had Arena that doesn't allow me to equip at instant speed. Thanks. Who was it? Snarf?
That was unfortunate. When Wesley first was playing Modern, the only equipment he had seen, I think it was in Mono Red, it was the it's been around forever. Well, I've forgotten the name.
No, you have cranial plating.
Cranial plating. He'd only seen cranial plating out of Affinity, so he thought all equipment equipped at instant speed. And he was playing a game and he tried to do it in the mid combat and he got DQ'd from the tournament. And he's like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Oh, you can use that Modern. It's so advanced." But yeah, that was a bad bet. That was when he was still getting into it, but he was doing well there. And now he's doing really well.
So that was a really clever way of avoiding answering the question, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would need to borrow a deck. If somebody can lend me a deck, I think.
There are many people out there who could lend you decks. What
There's many
deck would you
people,
want to play?
It depends on whether the tournament is Pioneer, Modern, or Standard, I guess.
That's
There-
all
if
If
three
it's
of them.
Standard, it seems like Rule Adventures is the deck to beat. So
It's all three. We've got Pioneer, Standard, and Modern.
And Legacy.
Yeah, whoever can borrow me the best deck or lend me the best deck. Friends, Romans, country, and lend me your decks.
Careful now. It's a family show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Just leave those ones out, eh?
Yeah, those are not the kind of
Have I
dad
told
jokes
you
we
guys-
need.
Have I told you guys I wish that conscription would come back?
Conscription.
Because I love a good draft.
It's like you set it up and then you sort of wait for it and then you kind of try to prepare
You know it's coming.
and then it hits you in the face and you can't, it's like it's an embercleave. It's an embercleave. It's a pun embercleave.
Nice.
Hey, when I cast Embercleave, it's always fun.
Listen, when anybody casts embercleave, if they're casting it, it's fun. If it's being cast against you, not so much of the fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me equip it and you just brazen borrow it back to the hand with all their mana tapped.
Yeah. That new Dragons deck is quite cool.
The Izzet Dragons, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm seeing a lot of Izzet at the moment. Blue red is everywhere.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kamikaze
Just works
Badger
so well.
says, Sagas go away. Someone tell the Yorion players that.
You leave Yorion alone.
What else have we got? Eldraine pre-release. Free Me 404 says, Eldraine pre-release was insane. Opened 2 rankles and destroyed everyone. Yes, I can imagine that would have happened.
Yeah. War of the Spark was an insane pre-release as well.
Was a crazy pre-release. I remember that one. Snarf Quest says, it's me, Sav. There you go, Wes.
Yeah, Mario.
Free Me 404 also says, now I'm thirsty, need a draft.
Ah.
All the drafts going around here, we're going to need some doctors, so thanks, Sav.
Okay, Kamikaze Badger says, I played against Wesley in Modern ages ago. He survived my 15-15 Annihilator 6 Emrakul attack. The man doesn't mess around.
That was quite an insane game. So I was playing Dredge, which luckily everything comes back. So I sacrificed a whole bunch of stuff, and then the next turn I just brought it all back. It was really great. Narcomoebas standing to block the Emrakul. It was pretty insane.
So Leopardstone says, so what is your favorite limited set? I think we covered that. You guys basically said that the newer stuff is where you're happy at the moment. You think it's better than it has been in the past, but you couldn't really sort of put your finger on one particular set that's your favorite right now.
My always the next one. I think the fact that they keep coming up with new mechanics as well, like it's like that old joke, my favorite beer is another one. Like my favorite draft set is another one. Like you just want to try something new. It's always exciting, it's new. It's nice to have like the flashback drafts when it comes on Arena and you can play something old.
Sure.
Or if there's a cube or something that comes up, that's always quite fun. You get super powerful decks. You do all sorts of crazy things when it's cube.
Yeah.
But I think for me, just new sets is where it's at because there's new mechanics, there's new things to learn, and it's just fresh and fun. And it's like a brand new game. It's like you've just gotten an exciting new toy or an exciting new board game. And you get that every 3 months. Like that's what's so amazing about Magic and about Limited in particular. I mean, Standard does change when new sets are released, but it changes. There'll be some old decks that survive with a few new cards. Sometimes there'll be brand new decks that come out, but Limited is entirely new. You're sitting there for the first week just reading cards because you're like, wait, what does that do again? But it's just, it's super fun. You just suddenly realize, oh, this card that I thought does this doesn't do that. Or you realize, oh, that thing has reach and I just lost my 2/2 flyer.
I actually have a proper answer for you, Crispy One.
Yeah.
My favorite 2 sets of all time is Kaladesh Limited and Khans of Tarkir. And Khans of Tarkir I thought was really high up on the list. That I really enjoyed Khans of Tarkir. That was a lot of fun. I just had so much fun with this card, Archer's Parapet. It was like a 2-mana 0/5, and you could pay 2 mana and tap it to deal 1 damage to the opponent. And I won a lot of games that way. Over 20 turns.
Vanders95 says, a punny Embercleave gives you a double entendre instead of double strike. Kui Oh No says, shout out to young me that thought you had to draft lands and had a very awkward, excellent draft.
Oh.
That happened at Geek Home one pre-release. What was it? I think it was Theros. The poor kid, dude. I felt so bad for that kid.
Oh no.
He only used the lands that he got out of his pack.
On shape. Foxglove says, in my first draft, 5th Dawn, I drafted 3 creatures. Was a slight miscalculation, but the spells looked so good.
Wow.
Oh dear. Okay. So we've all made these mistakes. I mean, I remember my first time, my first pre-release, in fact, my first experience of anything limited was the Guilds of Ravnica pre-release. And that was a really cool set to get into. I was lucky. I drew a whole ton of red-white mentor, and I was like, woo! Let's go do some stuff, you know. But the next ones after that were all pretty horrendous.
So Skinny Delicious is asking whether we prefer draft or cube. I mean, cube is draft, but I would say that the only problem I have with cube is when you try to draft it on arena, it typically is quite expensive and it's a phantom event, whereas a normal draft is a bit cheaper, which factors into my decision making in terms of what I play more. But if it's just sitting down with some friends and playing some cube is fun. Like you do all sorts of crazy things. Like it's insane the way you get to combine cards from different sets, and like they typically, cubes are well constructed, well thought out. They think about, okay, this card works really well with this. Let's put these 2 different red cards in and see them work together. And you just, it almost brings back a sense of nostalgia of, I remember this was so good in this set and this was so good in this set. And then you bring them together and it's just like, oh my gosh, I have a masterpiece. And then your opponent has an even more insane masterpiece. And then you're just like, oh, damn.
Okay. Chippy says everything on Arena is Phantom because you never get any real value back.
Womp, womp, womp.
What? So just checking out some other things. Tin Street Trading Co. says, I love cubes. Parallelo says, in some sets, lands are important, like when you have tri-lands or snow lands. How do you prioritize when to draft a key land over a spell?
I like this one. So I like to be quite greedy when I draft. So I like to play lots of colors. But I will... Sometimes I'll pick the...
Jason, that's all rubbish. You love to be greedy without picking the lands. You just... Jason's famous for the worst mana bases I've ever seen.
You got me. They're almost mathematically viable. Almost.
Jason loves to play 4 colors, but he'll just play like 5 islands, 5 mountains.
Yeah, but wait, but Wesley, that depends, right?
Hopes for the best.
Like, it depends on when you need to cast those spells. So if I only need to cast those spells late in the game, like turn 8, 9, and if it's a slow format, I'm happy to sit with a dead card in my hand because it's so powerful when it comes down. So I don't mind in those situations just waiting. So like that's I can even answer Parallelo's question with that answer because it depends. Like if it's more of an aggressive format, you might need the land. But if it's a really slow format, you can afford to be extra greedy with your lands and not have the extra tri-land. But yeah, it's so it goes back to even the cube question. Like so, for instance, in cube, I like to play cube like in real life. But if I play cube online, I'm not really that excited because everyone's already solved the format. So unless I understand the format on a deep level, it's very hard to like know what to do. So if you understand the format on a deep level in that specific context, you'll have a better idea when to pick your tri-land. So some formats you have to play multicolor, in which case you want to play tri-lands as much as you can. Like in Khans of Tarkir, tri-lands were super important. So they were very relevant because you were playing 5 colors a lot of the time. So if you got a tri-land, it made a big difference to your mana base. But yeah, it just depends on the formats. And it depends on the speed of the formats. I mean, Wesley was showing me one of the Frank Carsten articles, and he was showing it. The first tap land that you put in your limited deck has very little impact on your deck, but the second one has a massive drop-off on the tempo cost on your deck. So it just makes a difference based on the format, how fast it is, how greedy you want to be, how important it is to play 3 colors. But if I play 3 colors, it's usually splashing 1 card, and it costs it's a removal spell. It's almost always a removal spell, or some crazy bomb that I want to cast on turn 7 or 8, and then I'm happy with that. But yeah, that's my basic gist.
Quickly, we've got a couple of comments on that, Wes, before you jump in. We've got Smash and Dash saying removal, creatures, land. Skinnylicious says Russell Tanchel draft equals 5 color good stuff. Slucky96 says the rule of bread is key to drafting. Foxglove comes in with Campus, Snarl, average card, and Strix.
Well, so what I would say is it's got to be very format dependent. You've got to evaluate it almost like other cards, but in the case of drafting lands, it's very much you can only evaluate it within the context of a format. So what are the payoffs for drafting snow or for drafting 3 colors? So as Jason was saying, if it's in a very aggressive format, drafting 3 colors might be detrimental because you can't afford to take the turn off to play a tap land because you're dead next turn. Whereas something like Kaldheim, if there's a lot of snow payoffs and if you're getting those snow payoffs, then you can take a snow land quite highly because knowing that there's a lot of snow payoffs. If there were 1 or 2 snow payoffs, then it doesn't help to take a bunch of snow lands and maybe you just don't see any of those payoffs. But if there's, say, 10 different cards in the set that could really pay you off and pay you off properly for having a snow land, because by taking that snow land, you're not picking, let's say, a good 2-drop or a good 3-drop, depending on what the card is. But I mean, obviously you might take something that's a real bomb, you take that over the land. But you might find that you have a slightly worse 2-drop and a slightly worse 3-drop because you took that land instead. But then it should pay you off in that later on when you get some snow payoff, like for instance, Avalanche Caller was a huge bomb in Kaldheim, and you could then use that to animate your snow lands and turn them into 4/4s to kill your opponent. So if you had something like that, I'm happy to have a slightly worse 2-drop or a slightly worse 3-drop in favor of the Snowland, because then when I play my Avalanche Caller, it's so much better. Whereas my 2-drop and my 3-drop that I end up getting are not that much worse. It also depends on the card quality of the set in general. If there are 10 2-drops and 8 of them are really good, but the first one is slightly better than the second one's slightly better, but the difference between the 8th best 2-drop and the first best 2-drop is not that much, then I'm happy to get the 3rd best 2-drop and pass the first best 2-drop in order of getting a Snowland. But if the difference is that there's one premium good 2-drop and every other 2-drop is completely useless, then I might prioritize taking the 2-drop over the land, because what I'm going to end up with is going to be so much worse. But what you typically see nowadays is that almost every card is playable. So you've got a lot of very playable cards, and it's not like if I don't get the best version of this card, I'm going to be in difficult times. So it's like I might not end up with the best 3-drop, but the second best 3-drop is almost as good. Whereas if there's a huge drop-off and you know that you're going to end up with a 3-mana 1/1 as opposed to a 3-mana 3/3, then you're going to take the 3-mana 3/3 as a priority, because you can't afford to just have a 3-mana 1/1. It's just too bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, but as we were just saying, nowadays the values between those cards are so similar. You're often in a spot where you have so many choices for 2-drops, whereas back in the day you often had to prioritize specific 2-drops because you're like, this 2-drop is so good, I must get it. Now you can kind of be quite blasé. Even you can even the old bread rules, those still apply. Those are still good. I mean, they're not bad, but there's no room for dogmatism. You have to adapt and adjust to what is happening in the current set.
I was going to say, I mean, it's like you said, you get limited. You got a new set every 3 months. You got new mechanics every 3 months. You've got a new way of playing every 3 months. So I think it's very hard to say that this thing that was a thing is the thing. You know what I mean? I think you're absolutely correct. You've got to be able to adapt. I think that speaks for Magic as a whole. I think especially there's been a lot of speculation. I don't know if you guys have seen any of this, but I've been watching a lot of stuff where people are speculating about this dungeon mechanic or dungeon ruling that's going to be coming in the Forgotten Realms set. that's going to be coming out, where people are trying to figure out exactly what that is, because there hasn't been anything released about it as yet, as far as I know. But they have shown us one card that says if you have completed a dungeon, this creature gets +3/+0, which is
That's interesting.
Which is
I'm
interesting.
not so sure, like the new arena, it gives you so many more options because now they can track information better. Whereas like if you're trying to do this on paper, it could be a bit tough. But they can add all these new mechanics and try them out. Although I mean they are printing it on paper, so there's that as well.
Sure.
But they're getting more adventurous. The R&D team, they are. I don't know. Something's going on there. They're figuring things out. They're making it very interesting. A lot of new ideas.
I must say, I mean, I don't. We've lost West again, Adam. I mean, you've had a lot of fun in the last couple of sets. You've been having fun with your Sultai deck. There was that crazy Garuda thing that we went nutsy for about a week before it got figured out. but you've also seen that there's been some really fun stuff happening in Magic at the moment.
Yeah, that's completely different to what it was a couple of years ago. Like you were talking about now, that actually the Sultai deck, Jason played the similar version to that deck in the recent Egg 11, and he did pretty well with that. He top 8 that tournament. I enjoyed playing Sultai. That Garuda deck was just bonkers, but I think the triggers were a little bit too big brain for me. I got like really bored after a week with that. I'm looking into Magecraft now, actually. It's Orzhov Magecraft build, which has tweaked my interest. Yeah.
There's an Abzan version that I'm enjoying at the moment.
No, Lee Moodley played the Abzan version, and I schooled him.
Oh no, this is not the same as Lee's. This is very different, but it's very cool. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, the Orzhov one is pretty decent. Clever Luminance is just a stupid card with that Magecraft trigger, 1-drop 0/1. And then it gets +2/+2 for every time.
Yeah,
every instant sorcery. Yeah.
Or cast or copy. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Ridiculous. And then you get show of confidence as well. Pretty decent card.
Yeah. No, there's some nice stuff in the Magecraft mechanic. Absolutely.
Definitely.
But there's a lot more coming. I mean, we've got the Forgotten Realms thing coming, which is going to bring us dungeons, whatever dungeons might be.
I guess we'll see that in the coming weeks once they start giving more reveals of what the cards are going to be.
Sure.
I'm really interested in the dungeon set, actually.
Yeah, the spoiler season is going to be fun. I think we're going to see some nice synergies. In fact, one of the guys I was listening to, I can't remember who it was now. I think it was Strictly Better Magic, maybe? I don't know. But he had an interesting comment to say about the fact that it's surprising that it's taken this long to see a D&D crossover with Magic. Which I think is 100% correct. I agree with him. I think it's surprising that it has taken this long, considering that both properties are owned by Wizards and that both of them live in the same sort of fantasy space and do so many similar things. I mean, we've had hints of them. I mean, like we had Bag of Holding in one of the recent sets that was very much like a spell in D&D called I think it's called the Bag of Holding. I think it's actually called the Bag of Holding. But so I think it's about time that they actually did this crossover, and I think it's going to be fun. I have my own bugbear about it right now. I'm upset that one of the reveals that they've had went in the wrong colors, but who am I to argue?
Still on that?
Dude, it's Drista Orden. He's one of the most important characters in the lore of Dungeons and Dragons, the whole of the Forgotten Realms, and they put a dark elf in Celestia. No, he's Golgari. Full stop. But anyway, I'll get over it eventually. It's like 2 CMC stuff. But anyway, I'm looking at the time and I'm seeing that we're heading for 9 o'clock, which generally means that we're sort of coming to the end of the first part of our show. There was a crossover from D&D side with Ravnica. Yeah, but it went the other way. So the Ravnica was opened up as a plane inside of D&D, so you could go play D&D in the Ravnica realm, which was kind of interesting. Opened up a whole bunch of new character sets. You could get like Simic characters and stuff, so people could play mutants and all kinds of weird things. And it's been very successful as far as I know. But I haven't played it myself, not in D&D side. But I have been doing some other stuff in D&D, which is good fun. But we're heading into that part of the show now where we're going to invite Anchen to share her screen with us, because we have a whole bunch of cool stuff to crack open. But before we do that, I just want to say to the Ward Boys, thank you so much, guys, for being with us and for talking to us about your format. And we sort of think of it as your format because we always talk about the Wards as those guys who play sealed and limited, and we ask them for help when we want to learn how to draft. So thanks so much for joining us and for chatting to chat about what it is that you hold dear about that particular format. It means a lot to us.
Thanks for having us on, Crispy. And thank you for the jersey inspiration.
No worries.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good. And yeah, and stick around for the pack cracking if you want.
Yeah, you guys can actually join the stream and go raffle.
This is true.
Awesome. Yeah.
Raffle.
There will be a raffle.
Wapple.
Leopardstone says, damn, I disconnected. What did I miss? Everything. We've opened all the packs.
Everything.
Gave away the
All
bundle
the packs
box.
are
You didn't
done.
win it. No, we're joking.
Is it not pronounced ruffle though? Because it's called a waffle. So if waffle is with a W, then ruffle must be with an R, right?
I'm not going to get into
Grizzly.
semantics.
Grizzly.
Okay, so I'm gonna just Chippy says it's buffling.
We're baffling.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, thank you guys.
just before we go, I can see that Lost Girl is in chat, so she's obviously watching the stream. Lost Girl, if you wouldn't mind getting yourself back over to Discord and getting your screen set up for us, that would be amazing. Okay, it's definitely not
Thanks,
Ruffle,
thanks,
because
thanks.
Ruffle is rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh.
Okay. Cora says, but she's lost.
It's very true, though. She is kind of a little bit lost.
Oh, Slucky has made a nice point. Slucky96's party mechanic might have some play in the new set. I think it will definitely. I think it was designed to be set up for this new set. Actually, I think that was part of the reason why they brought it out. So that should be kind of fun. So we'll see how that goes.
Rebecca Black forms part of your party. She always sings partying, yeah, partying, yeah. Fun. Looking forward to the weekend.
Okay.
And Miley Cyrus has a party in the USA, so.
That was until
Wow.
like all the bad stuff happened. Anchen, I see that you're there, and everybody else can see you too, and everybody else can see the left-hand side of my screen now. Won't you start that video up so we can get cracking on some packs? I'm super excited. I like cracking packs.
Hi,
I will be saying good evening now as well, guys. I'll join you on the chat too.
Hi-yo.
Alrighty. Cheerio.
Cheers,
Cheers,
guys.
Wes. Cheers, Jason. Cheers, Crispy and Anchen. I'll see you guys there.
Cheers all. I'm gonna have to stay here, otherwise nobody gets to see anything.
Yeah. Cool. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty. So I'm just gonna get straight into it because I think that's what everyone's here for.
Yes, I think so. Can everyone hear Anchen okay?
Yeah. I don't even know where the sound's coming from, so
It's all good.
you'll have to let me know.
But there it is. This just a reminder for everybody. This booster draft box is sponsored to us by our great friends and partners at Unplug Yourself. So thanks, big ups to them. And look there, cards.
Oh my word. Look how pretty.
Oh, that's
wow.
very cool.
Okay. So we'll start.
On
Let me just
that
take
side.
it all out. Oh,
Hulon Manitou says, so pretty.
so I did not oh, they're not. Okay, cool. So we'll start here
Start with that part.
and we'll just get straight to it.
I see nobody
I don't
shouting
know
at
how-
Anchen. No one's shouting at Anchen for whether she's wearing gloves or not. Don't you like to shout
Yeah,
at
but
me?
I'm a girl. It's
Oh, okay.
normal.
I see.
First thing.
Drop it down a little bit, Anchen.
Chamber.
Yeah, there we go.
down.
That's good
Cool.
there.
So there are a few commons and uncommons that I think a lot of people have said are really good. The first one is Chance Encounter,
Oh,
and
that's a cool one.
oh my
Oh,
word,
God, it's
Grist.
Grist.
Oh my word,
Good
guys!
grief.
2 rare and a mythic. Really, really good.
Grist
Yo,
is awesome. By the way, for those of
That
you who
made
play
me,
EDH, Grist is a planeswalker who can be your commander.
so good. That like made me so nervous right now. So first, nice.
Chatterstorm, squirrels
Chatterstorm.
everywhere.
And then trying to spot some things that I've seen
So shiny.
being played. This card's
Goblin,
really good too.
yeah, there we go.
Really good. And uncommons.
Mog salvage, wow.
Marsh
Flats,
Flats,
very
man.
nice.
Yo. Really, really good so far.
So far, so good.
Like, this so far feels really good. Okay. Pack 3.
Drop it down a little bit more. Yeah, perfect.
Yes. Pack. Chrome, Salt the Bread. These lands are really
That's
good.
nice. But that's the
Apparently,
indestructible
both
land. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, indestructible.
What was that? You just passed
Uncommons.
us something? What was that black card?
Necromancer's Familiar. Bird
never mind.
Spirit.
Blah, blah.
Yeah.
Tosses.
Enchantress is playing this.
Oh,
Nice.
Esper Sentinel.
Esper
Wow.
Sentinel. So far, I'm genuinely like surprised with the pack openings.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like everything that we've opened is nothing duddy. Well, there are still a few more, so
yeah, but
we'll
so
see.
no, so far so value.
Yeah, really, really value. Nice.
that's
Terminal
nice.
Agony.
Look at that old style frame. It's gorgeous.
2 lands next to each other. Uncommons. Wow.
Imperial Recruiter. Gee
Imperial
whiskers.
Recruiter and wow, Nixos Paragon.
What is with this pile?
Wow.
What is going on here?
I'm literally shaking because I'm like so nervous.
Jeez, and you didn't wear gloves.
No.
Yes.
Yo, I feel like these boxes are so value. Like even though the price is high so far, I feel
Down a little bit. Yeah, good.
okay. Tavern Commons. So far haven't seen anything. Aha, Dreadmore.
Phantasmal Dreadmore, nice.
Here we are at the uncommons. Oh, this is really
Break the ice is
good.
great.
Bicon.
Oakbound Whelp.
Gorilla Shaman.
Dauthi Voidwalker! What is going on?
I'm telling you, these packs are crazy. I'm
Fuck.
genuinely like, I'm nervous. Wow.
Jeez, like.
These packs feel so crazy. I'm
You
I feel like
definitely
people who
sent the
haven't-
right box, Skinnylicious. Thank you very much.
yo. Okay.
Jeez, like.
Common still
Down a bit, down a bit.
down a bit.
Cool,
on
yeah.
My hands.
Abiding Grace.
Abiding
interesting.
Grace.
Oh, that's pretty.
Monoskelion. Timeless Witness. Vindicate.
Jeez, like 3-drop destroy.
Oh wow,
Oh,
2 rares.
sure.
Do the packs come with 2 rares? I know with set boosters, you get almost 2 to 3.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we did buy a few. I think we cleaned out a whole box last week.
That's
Okay.
good. That's good.
Next pack. The sketchy-
Oh, that's beautiful.
And a gargoyle. Weird looking.
Very nice.
Now we have the uncommon, Ghost Lifter, the Juggernaut guy, and damn!
Oh, damn!
Really good, man. Really good. I don't know if it's just me, but for some reason this feels like a lot of packs.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of stuff. There's some nice stuff so far. Jeez, like.
Yeah, like Abundant Harvest.
Yeah.
I'm literally trying to spot another 2 lands. Ooh, value.
Tide Shaper.
This is really good.
Yeah.
If you play Merfolk, play this card.
Prophetic
Titan.
Giant Wizard. Nice.
Devil. Ooh.
Oh my
Whoa,
word.
this one has 3.
Oh.
3!
Jeez.
Enchantress. This thingy. And this.
Oh,
What
good
is
lord.
this? 3 in a pack. That, yo, man. I'm genuinely like, I feel like I can see the value and the price of these packs.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'm so far I'm very impressed.
Okay. Now we're on to
I'm
this.
also I want Dauthi Voidwalker, come.
Dinosaur still on the commons. 2 lands again.
Nice.
Uncommon.
Capricorn.
Infiltrator. Korean Ranger. Yay, elves. Oh my word.
And the Sword of
sword.
Hearth and Home. What?
Okay. I'm pretty sure we've seen like 4 mythics so far,
Jeez.
right? So I don't feel like Modern Horizons is following the rule of 2 to 3 mythics in a box unless this is where all the mythics are.
Unless they are, they're all on the left side stack.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, really good.
Yeah, Faithless Salvaging is nice.
Really good. It's the new almost faithless looting, but just 1 extra mana
And with
kinda.
better art.
The Liquid Metal Torque.
Captain Riley Vance, not great, but okay. Oh, I can see something
The
coming.
Stacking Lantern.
It's Carth. It's Carth,
Carth.
the lion, the buddy of all planeswalkers.
And Late to Dinner foil.
Wow, cool.
Nice. Okay. Okay, now we're on to this pack. Ooh, pretty sketch. Commons. 2 lands again. Squirrel Sanctuary, nice. Uncommon. This card's really good.
Altar of the Glyph. Oh, I
What
see
is
something.
this?
I see something.
Oh my
I see
God.
something. It was a Saga. There
What
it
is
is.
this?
What is going on?
If you don't think Modern Horizons 2 is worth the money,
Yeah,
I
no,
feel
then
like
you're a bit of a
these
nutball.
pack openings might change your mind. I genuinely think
Wow.
these pack openings will change people's mind. Because now I feel you're sort of getting value for your money.
Again, that's look at that.
Old
And that's the
art.
old style, the old frame. That's gorgeous.
Yeah. So definitely, if you want to buy a box, I don't think it's not worth
Yeah,
it.
I think that already we've proven the value here. Whoa, that's nice framing. And Verdant Command.
Verdant Command. Nice.
So that was the
Now
left
we're
side.
going.
That was the left side pile.
Yes. Now we're into the middle pile.
Okay, let's hope
Okay,
there's
I'm
some
gonna move this
value
back.
here.
So let's see if the left side had all the value. But so far, I'm pretty sure we've seen 4 mythics. I'm
Pretty-
actually not keeping
I'm pretty
count.
sure that's it. That we're all done now. Now we get to trash cards.
Yeah, that would be very sad.
It would be,
I'm
right?
pretty
Drop
sure.
it down a little bit. Oh, that lens flare art is great.
Really nice. Land. Foundation Breaker.
Not bad.
Really good. Uncommon. Oh, this thing.
Dragon's Rage Channeler, very nice.
Being so much played right now. Solitary Confinement and Soul Talisman.
very cool.
2 rares in a pack again. Definitely, I think
We haven't-
worth the
we
money.
haven't-
Go
oh,
buy
okay.
a box now.
Sure. My heart's like beating for some reason, like really fast.
Hey! Hey. Ooh, Nest
Ooh,
Shambler
nice.
again.
Like
Cobra.
Cobra, Mental Journey, Unbounded
This thingy.
Potential. Another
Another
Dreadmore.
guy. Batterbone. Said and done.
Nice.
Arcus
Oh,
Acolyte.
there's something coming. The Millican. And the Verdant Catacombs. There we go.
Catacomb. So this is our first land, right?
No, that's our second one now.
Did I miss a land?
Yeah, there was I think the black and white one.
Oh yeah, Marsh Flats.
Yeah.
I am so like, I saw all the other cool stuff that Marsh Flats left my mind. It just like flew out. Okay, next pack.
Yeah.
Pack open. Ornithopter. Dandyland. Healer's Hawk ×3.
Yeah, geez. Radiant Epic.
This thing. I don't know. I think a lot of EDH players.
Timeless Dragon.
What? Timeless Dragon. And Jeweled
fully
Lotus.
jewel-eyed
Jeweled
Cobra.
Eye Cobra. Foil. It would be very sad if the left side
It like
was the
held all
inside
the
of
value.
Then it's like, oh, the rest of the stream is so underwhelming.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, what happened to everything? Where did it go?
Yeah. Oh wow. Old Arts Faithless Salvaging. Blacksmiths. Common. And now we have the uncommons. Counter spell.
Oh, nice.
And Dermotaxi.
Cool.
I think, is this an EDH card?
We'll
I'm
find
not
out.
sure. Because it has imprint and something. My brain.
Okay, we're opening up a 10-minute window for the rest of y'all. You're going to see something in chat right now. Do the things, people. So shiny.
So the land is sort of what breaks up the uncommon.
Sudden Edict.
Sudden Edict. Fey Offering. Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. Where's Vin?
Wonder.
Wonder, very cool.
Glimpse
Glimpse
of
of
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Wow.
Nice old art. And
Glorious
Glorious
Enforcer.
Enforcer. Yeah. So that definitely, I think a lot of these packs will have 2 to 3 rare/mythic slots.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know the composition. I don't look it up, but definitely value. Mind Collapse. This good ass
Drake
squirrely thingy. Oh wow.
The Underworld Cookbook is around.
The deck's being played everywhere now.
Yep.
Combine.
Patriarch's
Patriarch's
bidding.
Binding.
Is that it's bidding? Patriarch's bidding.
Bidding. You're
Yeah.
right.
And
Resurgence Belief.
Nice.
Nice. 2 rares.
Slucky 96 says, I want to foil Angel. Crying face.
He's an angel collector. Cool.
Bone
Old
shards.
art,
Nice
bone
old art.
shards.
Old frame style. It's very cool.
Glimmer Barn. This thing is so cute.
Galvanic relay.
I'm a sucker for the cute. Dino. Step through. 2 common lands.
I must just on like what we're seeing here, just to say, like, it's nice to see that we're not seeing too many duplicates of, too many things. It's quite nice.
Dress down.
Dress down.
I think this
Creatures
is
lose all abilities at the beginning of the end step sack. What? Good
really.
grief.
I think this is EDHE. I don't know.
Sheesh, that's just mean. Got a new follower from Mayoja. Thank you for the follow.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Commons.
Piercing Rays. There's cool art on Piercing Rays, I must say.
Oh, Unholy Heat being played right now. I think I spot a full boarded, but I don't want to like boil it.
Just go.
But I think I see
go.
something full boarded. This is really good also right now.
Prismatic
A lot of
Ending.
decks playing it.
Thraben
Thraben
Watcher,
Watcher.
nice.
Sterling Grove.
Ooh,
Lion of Draco.
hello.
How pretty.
It's only a 12 drop.
Well,
Yes, I know.
you can play turn 3, turn 2.
Yeah, I know. That's a nice
Triomes
card.
make that card really good.
That full art is great.
That's the first full art this box, right?
That is the first full art this box.
Now we on to the next pack. Abundant Harvest again. Commons.
We've got 3
Another
of those
Goblin
now.
guy. Ooh, Squirrel
Squirrel
Lord.
Sovereign. Woohoo!
This thing. Blazing Rootwiller. Nice. Mishra's Factory.
Nice.
Magus of the Bridge.
Nice.
And
No,
Dark Moss
foiled.
Bridge.
Okay.
I almost thought it was going to be Verdant Catacomb. Ooh, a cut. Do we see the cut?
Ooh. Cheating, rigged.
Ooh. Okay, this pack will be opened like a beast.
There we go.
Okay,
Revolutionist.
page through the
Vermin,
comments.
Blah, blah, blah. Lens flare.
Late to dinner.
That's nice. I like that art.
2 lands, then uncommons.
Protection.
Another Titan.
Titan,
Cedric. Rishadan!
Oh, there's Rishadan.
It's Rishadan! So we've seen definitely 5 mythics now.
Yeah, no, there've been quite a few. I'm very impressed. The
So-
value in this box so far, down a bit. The value in this
yeah.
is there we go. The value is fantastic.
Definitely doesn't. It's not according to the rules of a standard box.
No,
The
for
landies, uncommons. Ooh, this thing
Very
is so
oak.
good.
Ooh,
Really good.
nice. Kaleidoscorch, I like that name.
Shardless Agent
Very
and Sythis.
Sythis!
Nice.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Wow, man, we just
Genuine wow.
But now Sythis with that other enchantment-y thing earlier on. That's just nuts. Nuts, I tell you,
Solitary
nuts.
Confinement. So now we're in the last pack for the middle one. World
Oh,
Weary.
that's cool art.
Comments. Boop. And Ornithopter of Paradise.
Archfiend of
Uncommon.
Sorrows.
Laser tap.
Mog Salvage.
Harmonic
Prodigy.
Prodigy. Seems good, but
Oh, it's a double. It's actually very good. It double triggers abilities.
Wesley thing.
Yeah.
And now we're on to the third pack.
Third pack. Throw the box
stack.
away. Make space for yourself.
Oh. Okay.
Egg Totem. We need Egg Totem t-shirts. Chatterstorm. Funnelweb Recluse. That's a
Another
cool
sketch
Phantasmal
art.
Dreadmaw.
So shiny.
A couple of those now. That's a third one, I think.
And uncommons now.
Scar the Desert.
Terramorph. Specimen Collector.
Oh,
Wow.
hello. Mythic.
Wow.
Oh, and a
Look
foily
at
Squirrel Sovereign.
that. Wow. Like that is wow. And I think it's old bordered. It is old bordered Squirrel Sovereign.
Yes, it is. I will tell you that this box is amazing value. I'm sorry, it's just insane.
Faithless Salvaging again.
Yeah.
Not complaining. Ooh, old Glimmer Barn. And Aeromoeba.
Acromoeba, yeah.
Commons. Late to dinner. Uncommons now. Slag.
Cursed
Cursed
Totem.
Totem. I just turned straight to it without realizing.
Yeah,
Cursed
that's
Totem.
cool. And Glimpse of
And
Tomorrow.
Glimpse
Very
of
nice.
Tomorrow. And Timeless
Foil,
Witness
Timeless
Foil.
Witness. Nice. Your sound is gone? Okay, it's not from our side. Can everybody else still hear us? I hope you can all still hear us. Otherwise, something is wrong.
And everyone still hear us?
Don't know.
Okay, next
Okay,
pack.
sound is fine apparently. Thank you.
Okay. Comments. Lands.
That's cool.
Like
art.
these lands,
That's
I
very
think.
cool on that bridge. Brainstone is nice.
Blossoming Calm. Oh, this card is what will ruin Burn.
Hexproof until your next turn you gain 2 life and rebound. Jeez, okay.
Underworld Hermit.
Very nice.
Yavimaya Elder. You three.
Oh,
Oh, the
nice.
flippy guy.
That's very cool.
He flips coins and you take damage for something.
Yep, it's very cool. That's a cool card. Okay, everybody who hasn't entered, you've got a minute and a half left to enter the raffle. If you haven't, you need to now.
You guys better enter, or I'll take it from you.
Yeah, we'll give it to Anchen.
Yeah. Counterspell. Another void mirror. Or was it? No, it's the other one. It's a void.
Yeah.
Discerning taste. I'm confusing this with First Totem.
Inferno Blaziken? No, there's no link. Yeah, you've done it. You've typed it in. That's all good. It's all good. Discerning taste. Yeah, okay. I do like the old border cards. I think they look great.
I think older players appreciate this kind of art a lot more than new players. Like for me specifically,
Oof.
Nettle Cyst and Foil Suspend.
Very nice. Very cool.
Really cool.
Very cool. Very impressed. Thanks again to our friends at Unplug Yourself for this amazing opportunity to crack these packs. I mean, it's just spectacular value.
Comments, lands again.
Abiding
I think
Grace.
this is so good for EDH people. I could be wrong.
Beginning of your end step,
Easily.
choose one. You gain 1 life. Return target creature card with mana value 1 from the graveyard to the battlefield. Interesting. Interesting. I can see where that could be useful.
Squirrel!
Squirrels!
Squirrel
mob.
mob.
This is the squirrel pack.
And
Oof.
this dragon.
Period of volatile. Wow, 2, 4. What is that? What does that mana cost? Good grief.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Sheesh, okay. Who won? Nobody
it
yet.
has
We'll
lots-
decide in a mo. Felixia says, thanks, Unplug. As a gesture of goodwill, I will unplug my PC now. Nobody's won yet. We haven't done the draw. We'll do it after we finish all the packs.
And commons. Break the ice again.
Nice.
Oh. Bria's Apprentice.
Cool.
Really good.
How many
well,
packs
not
we got
really
left? Is that
good.
3 packs left? Am I seeing 3 packs left?
4.
Okay. 4 and 5. All right, cool. The winner
We're
is the
almost
friends we made
there.
along the way. Oh, group hug.
I feel like I've seen this one as an opening in this pack a lot. Maybe I'm like just thinking too much.
Possible.
But I did see it.
It's possible. I'm still rolling back to that first left-hand side that got all the value.
Road
to
to
Ruin.
Ruin. Another Patriarch's
bidding. Very nice.
And
Endurance.
Endurance.
Very cool.
Nice.
Those are nice.
I think that's quite a few mythics now. I haven't kept count. I don't know if chat has. I don't have a good memory, so
Give us that foil
maybe
art
someone
fetch
could-
land. I don't think so. I see lots of Chatterstorms
yeah, me too.
and so many so
shiny.
shinies.
Squirrel Sanctuary.
Nice.
Korean Ranger, really good. Chef's Kiss
Yeah.
and Bannerhide Khrushchev.
69 mythics so far, says Kuiono. I don't think we've hit that many, but yes.
That's the dream, right?
Skinnylicious says 6 mythics, I think. It sounds closer to the truth.
That's a lot for a box,
That's
I
a
think.
lot for a box.
I mean, even previous Modern Masters.
Oh, that's
Timeless
nice. How
Witness.
gorgeous is that card? My word.
Chitter Spitter!
Chitter spitter. Squirrels everywhere.
Yeah, previous Modern boxes, I think even the mythics then were very on par, like 2 to 3 or 3 to 4,
Sure.
if I remember. Comments. Another Terminal Agony.
Nice looking card.
Another goblin.
Yeah, I think that's 4 or 5 of those now.
Ooh,
Arcus Acolyte.
sketched.
Also nice. I love the etching style. It's very, very cool.
Soul Snare and Solven Anthem.
Very nice. Oh, green Lord card, basically. Green creatures get +1,
Really
+1.
Last pack.
Last pack.
We need to see another land.
Come on, another mythic.
Oh, yeah.
Another mythic, and then it'll be 7 for the box.
A Ragavan. I think that's what we need to see.
It's going to be
Kitchen
the
imp.
Arlepus Sarbatas Cabra.
Comments. Then the lands.
Skyward
Okay.
Boon, Osman, well, Power Depot.
Depot.
Mirari's Wake!
Wake.
Mythic!
And Bloodbraid Marauder.
That's 7 mythics in the box.
That is so crazy. I feel like if you aren't buying a box, you should, or
You
just
should.
drop the box
I think
or
that value
something.
is spectacular. Thanks so much to Unplug Yourself. That was really, really cool stuff. Anchen, thanks for doing the pack opening. Let's see who's won in our raffle. We got a lot of entries tonight, which is good. I'm so glad for everybody. This is totally random. It's done through the chatbot from Streamlabs. I'm going to hit a button that says pick winner, whoever that person is. Shout out in chat. And good luck to everybody, because here we go. The winner is Lioness of the Vale. You are the winner. Congratulations.
Well done. Who's Lioness of the Vale?
Yeah, well, Linus, you need to get hold of us one way or the other. If you can get hold of us on WhatsApp, or if you can drop us a mail at easygaminggroup@yahoo.com, just to let us know who you is, so we can get your prize to you courtesy of Unplug Yourself. You've won yourself a Modern Horizons 2 bundle box. Congratulations. Here we go. But that was pretty cool. Creak, creak, creak. All the crickets go nuts because now everybody else is jelly.
Yeah.
But that's all good. Anchen, thank you so much for doing that box opening. Really appreciate it. If you could hang around after the stream is dead, then we can have a chat. I'm assuming Adamantium will come back. Yes, you can whisper to me. That's all good. I think it should be fine. If I can, hold on. Let me jump into the. Where do I need to be? See, now I'm confussed. I need to be in Twitch. Just quickly jump in here, make sure the sound is off. Yeah, okay, so I'm there now. I'm in the Twitch group. If you want to whisper, then you can. Otherwise, I will send you something. In front of Blaziken says, Crispy, give me the box. Oh, that's funny. Hold on, where did she go? Linus, you appear to have vanished from my chat for some reason. That's very strange. Ah, there we go. Brilliant, got it. Okay, hold on. It's done it just at the time where everything's happening, and of course things are happening. So hold on a sec. In the meantime, what we'll do is say a whole bunch of thank yous before I get. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, you're still there. What I'm gonna do is. I'm gonna do what? Yeah, man. Okay, I did not mean to time you out. It pushed the wrong button.
Oh.
Anyway, okay. I don't know what that happened. Anyway, sorry about all of that. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna close this off quick and bring that back so everyone can just look at me for a while. There we go. We don't have to worry about any of that other stuff. But yeah, so don't forget that The banhammer goes brrr. It was a total accident. I do apologize. I don't know how many seconds 134,182 is, though. That's a long time. I mean, they're sending me a code. Which I have not received as yet. Anyway, I'm hoping that'll get sorted out shortly. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, everybody. That's pretty much all we've got time for right now while I try and sort out the rest of these problems. But we'll come back to it as soon as we can. Don't forget, Wednesday night, we are back with Skinnylicious says, post a list of the rares when you load the video. Would be cool to get a recap. Yeah, we'll do that when we post the video up to YouTube's. Don't forget, Wednesday night, we are command dissing all over the place. And this week, we are going for Celebration of Pride. So it should be kind of interesting. There's going to be some really interesting commanders. I know we've got at least 2 partner commanders happening. But we'll post deck lists and all that info during the day tomorrow. And also on Wednesday, if we don't get it done before then. I'm still trying to get this code for Lioness of the Vale. I'm sure we have spoken to Lioness before, but we can make a plan if it doesn't pop up now. But all's good and in the hood. So good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for being part of another great stream for EGG. We'll catch you soon. Until next time, peace and love. Stay safe, stay healthy. Stay healthy.